Okay, real quick, this is the Korok Trials and the Eventide Challenge. After that, I may play longer, I don't know. Okay, on this one, there's a couple of ways you can do it. I know Zelda Dungeon, if you look at the shrine, if you tap on it, it has a map of sorts. But really, you need to follow this little Korok. And he doesn't appear to be walking. Okay, apparently you have to get close enough for him to actually start. I've never actually had that happen. But you don't want to get too close. That's why I'm wearing the stealth outfit, why I boosted my stealth with a meal. I'm not carrying a weapon, I'm not carrying a bow, I'm not carrying a shield, nothing. You can see when I walk, my noise meter is low. Now, he's going to get out of your sight, but you'll see his speech bubbles. And you can pretty much always keep an eye on him, but don't move too far off of his path or the fog sets in and you're stuck. I mean, it's just bloody annoying when you do that. Now you can see that tree's in the way of his speech bubble, so you're needing to go around that tree. You're gonna you gotta watch for stuff like that. Now, you can pick stuff up, and if you adjust your camera just right, you can sometimes catch him. Now, I've done this enough, I kind of know the way. We're coming up on a clearing here. He's going this way. And you just keep your camera adjusted and just pause. Move very slowly. Don't shoot the beehive. I know coarser bee honey is very rare in this game. It's not worth it. You can go back to the Great Plateau every blood moon and get a beehive. It's actually kind of fun because bokoblins don't wear a lot of armor, and if you have a phrenic bow or a golden bow or an ancient bow or any of the long distance bows, you can get that from a long way off, and you can easily hit it to where the bees will chase them off. When he starts coming back, get behind a tree. Now, I can tell you, based on what I see here, look to the left, you see that fallen tree? Pretty much halfway point. Almost a straight shot from here. Now, if you spook him, he may come back, and you may have to hope you can hide. You do not want to stand up. Now, I don't know how, but I managed to pass this little bugger once. No idea how I managed that. Now, as soon as he says his next line, wait for him to go into that tree trunk. I know exactly where he's going after it. But once he's in it, basically his noise will overshadow mine. And you do not want to enter this tree trunk until he's out. So you're going to come right up to this. You're going to adjust your camera. There he is. Wait until he is off camera. He's going to go right. He's off camera. I can actually stand up through this, but crouch down quick near the end. There he is. He's still pretty close, you can see. This is normally where he kind of comes back and thinks, see? By hiding, he's not going to see it. He thinks it's a ghost. He's going to run right back up. He's going to shiver. And he's going to go back to the quest. Let him get a good ways out ahead. You can still see his silhouette. Main reason is if he spots you before the end, you got to start over. And I'm going to give a piece of advice at the end as well as a piece of advice coming up here. Biggest thing is you just have to know the only thing you do on this Korok trial is walk. Follow this insane little bugger, and that's it. Like I said, I managed to pass him once. Alright, so what we're about to come up on. There he is. And this is one of those I know. Ignore that wolf. He's going to howl. As long as you keep moving, he will not attack. If you stop, he will attack. Now, by here, you can stop. You're going to start curving left a bit. You're going to go real slow. Once you get about here, you see the shrine. Still keep moving real slow. You want to wait until he has stopped moving. Right there. Stay crouched all the way. And make sure you talk to him. My first playthrough, all of the failures on this notwithstanding, I had to come back and play this again, following him. Once he says finally made it, you can stand up. But I had to follow him a second time, because the first time, I passed him somehow, and I just completed the shrine, and I didn't worry about it. But you get the Lost Pilgrimage complete when you talk to him. Like I said, ignore the courser bees, ignore the wolf, stay back, don't let him see you, and you should be fine. This one is almost as annoying as the one where you follow the idiot, because you have to kind of go into the mist a little bit to find some of these guys. To find, you know, the next boat, the next thing you're supposed to, and you're gonna get knocked around. Get up. And these things don't die until you kill the head. You're gonna end up fighting these guys a lot. Now, find where you were. And the main thing is you're going south. You're not going to want to go back toward the Korok forest. You're actually headed for that little lake you see at the top left of my mini-map. And iron leads the way. Now these stall monsters, I've actually tried this, you know, where I sat at the fire until morning and started this thing at 6 in the morning, because stall monsters only come out at night. I still had to face these idiots. Oh, and pick up the weapons. You can see I've already busted one. And I got another one that's almost busted. Put this into the tree. That drops a chest. Now, you could pick up the Korok leaf, and you could use the raft all the way across. I prefer not to. Don't need more shields. You don't actually need that, but if you have an empty shield spot, pick it up. A rusty shield is better than no shield. Doesn't matter if you open this first or not. What you're going to do is take this and you're going to set it on the raft. Switch to Cryonis. Do not upend the raft. Before you get off of this one, just because you cannot get it all the way across this thing, you're going to set it on this one. You're going to create your last one. Now you can actually set this down right inside. And there it is. All you have to do now is get across the water. Don't swim. Not worth it. It's not Malice, it's not a bog. But why do it when you can just cry on your way across? All right, I'm low on wood, and it's only 4.5 minutes until I get a sunrise, and I don't want to have to face star monsters. What I want are durians. Durians are worth more than their weight in gold in this game. Cooking a durian gives you at least 4 golden hearts. Under a blood moon, it might give you 5. You can see I have 15 hearts, so cooking 3 durians will get me almost to 30. I'm not going to cook 4 because that wastes a gold heart. Wastes a durian. But doing this allows me to never have to worry about hearts. So I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Really? I've updated my settings so damn many times.
Harry's money, fame, youngest seeker in over 100 years, and instantly becomes a jealous arsehole. Harry and Hermione are great and our Ginny thinks the world of them. Only Ron here and Malfoy think badly of the couple. Brilliant company to be in their little brother. Despite Ron's protestations, the elder Weasley was convinced. He glanced over at the two kids who were surrounded by their friends and could see why Ron was jealous. The Malfoy boy was sitting being ignored by everyone and looking seriously miffed about it. Why Ron had aligned himself with that hated family was a mystery to him. It was time to head back to London and check on any progress the Ministry may have made in their investigation. Zeno had offered him a bed for the night, which he gladly accepted. Not only would he get to spend more time with Ginny, but could put off seeing Muriel until tomorrow. That was a win-win scenario as far as Charlie Weasley was concerned. Harry had forgotten how much he loved playing Quidditch, or how much of a taskmaster Oliver was. Feelings of guilt about almost certainly not being available for the match were quickly crushed by the image of another Hogwarts Quidditch captain lying dead in a cemetery. Cedric's life and Hermione's health were way more important. When he had originally accepted the position they had intended to be here, for Harry to withdraw now would immediately lead to questions being asked. These were questions that they certainly didn't want to answer, so he was forced to continue as normal. The practice ended and Harry flew down.
Sorry about that. I had a text-to-audio file running, but you can see through this little gap there's nothing there, so it's not worth doing anything. Something else you may have noticed if you've played the game before is Faroche only shows up now. And that's simply because I played this game out of order. I did not play in the order the game wanted me to, so they wouldn't let me get his scale. Now, in this case, well, I'm going to grab it. But I'm not going to transport just because it takes time and I don't want to waste that. I've got plenty of daylight left. But there's a double axe over here. There's also one at the stable near whatever tower it is that's right by the Korok Forest. You want to be careful getting those because they don't respawn. This one does not respawn. The one at the other stable does, but not that often. Now, that said, what you're going to do to get the one over here is it is on that pedestal. I have not gotten it yet, specifically because I don't think I have. I may have. But there should be a chest on it. Now, the chest doesn't show up until you get close. There it is. I didn't... Oh, mother... I'm transport back. You gotta land carefully. I'm not going to use the Rivali scales here. Well, I could probably use one, but I don't want to. I don't want to because I'm going to need at least 2 for Eventide, which is where I'm headed. I want to go on and get this axe because what it will let me do is run around and get some wood. Actually, I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to come back for that. It'll let me chop down some trees later, especially over near Ruta. But let's go to Eventide. Now that said, this does not mean I'm not going to take advantage of where I am. And grab Ferocious Scale. I've already gotten Madras when I completed the Shrine of Wisdom. But I've not done the Shrine of Courage or the Shrine of Power. Now, I will tell you, Shrine of Power is a major test. Gotta do it if you're gonna get 120. And, you know, after I've completed a bunch more of these things, then I'll be able to go in with a lot more confidence. You're gonna notice I used 5 items, only at 10. You're gonna find that. But, basically, before you start any of this, you want to cook up meals, and I'll show you why when you get there. Because, make sure I don't need to, nope, don't need to do anything else. So I'm going to sit here, and I will tell you, you're going to want to watch how I get the scale very closely. The second it lets you run, you want to run because you have about maybe 30 seconds, 30 game minutes to get over here halfway down this first section of bridge. And remove your sword and remove your weapon and your shield. You want to be about here, even with that little post. And be very careful because Feroce does cause updrafts. I don't have the Thunder Helm yet. I've actually not gotten... I don't think I've gotten any. Did I? No, I've actually not gotten any of the rewards from any of the Divine Beasts. And I'll show where those are, but I know what they are. And I don't have room for them yet. Now, if you're very good, you can use a golden bow and have time to remove it. Then, because you you're going to get hit. Just watch where that scale went. I didn't watch closely enough. But there it is. So we're going to come over here past this tree branch. There it is. Fall, glide. Careful, there are bokoblins. But once you have this, you can see why I removed all my stuff, because I got hit by his little lightning and I'm not immune. But, I mean, you gotta get a scale. After I do Eventide, I'll show you the Shrine of Courage. The reason I wanted Rivali, well, I activated this without knowing it was there, so I'm going to get it. But the reason I wanted Rivali is I'm going to need one, maybe two, to get where I need to get. Where did this go? In order to basically get to Eventide. Alright. This is where the Zelda dungeon map comes in real handy. Okay, there it is. Because it will show you the path of the Koroks. What's going to happen is I've got to get close enough. And for this, of course. And I'll show you the shrine that has the final piece of climbing gear. Okay, where's the next one? These little buggers are beginning to annoy me. But you need them. We're headed for that shrine, and it is further away than you think. But that is what you want to get to. That is a major test of strength. I be modest, I'm not 100%, but it's not a minor. It is a test of strength, either modest or major. Finally, so I can mark the Korok. Done. So, there is a Korok mask somewhere. I forget where it is. I'll look that up later. But all it really does is it's kind of like a different version of the Sheikah sensor. The Sheikah sensor either will notify you when you're near a shrine, or you can have it search for items you've taken a picture of that are in your repository or whatever. I rarely do that, especially now, because I've played long enough. I know where things are. Now, there's a side quest here, but I'm not going to do it. The reason I say you're going to want Rivali is there's a lot of bokoblins between where you could walk and that shrine. With a Rivali scale, from this peak, you can normally get close enough to use one more. And yeah, Rivali scale takes about 8-9 minutes of real time to recharge, but I got no problem just, crouching down and letting anything letting time pass, especially if I'm at a shrine. And once I activate that, I can run off and go do anything I want until Rivali recharges, because you want all three Rivali scales. I only have one now. You want all three before you start Eventide, or at least you want to be very close. I don't want to say any more than that right now, just because I don't want to spoil it. I'll explain what I don't want to spoil once I get there, and it happens. You can see I've got only one Daruk's protection and only one Rivali. Daruk is not as important on Eventide as Rivali. Come up here, let your energy recharge, your stamina. Come right here. Oh, set a pin on that. It's not like you can't see it from there, but you want a reminder on your map that there's something there. Here's your last Rivali scale. And it will get you almost up, and you're so close to the wall that you can climb the rest of the way. I'm not eating a meal right now. I know down the line somebody may question. I'm not eating right now because I'm not going anywhere that I gotta fight. I will tell you, this game likes to have rainfall when it says it's sunny. So the less you climb, the better. And bird eggs, you can sell them. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to get up here to this shrine. Rivali takes 5.5 minutes roughly to recharge. So I can actually start Eventide and it will be recharged by the time I need it. Because, quite simply, there's enough for me to do before I need it, then I'll be alright. Now, I will tell you, this hack, cheat, whatever you want to call it, it's not cheating, but the game wouldn't allow it. It's not a glitch, because it hasn't been patched since this game started, and Eventide is not DLC. Don't worry about the choo-choos. Just run far enough ahead. You're going to spook the ram, he's going to turn, he's going to charge off. Activate Ruoji. You want to activate. It's a transport. But you don't want to actually do anything with it right now. So, you're going to come over here, you're going to do this, use your flame spear or flint or whatever. Sit till morning. Now, what I'm about to do, watch very closely. There's Eventide Island. I don't have Rivali, but I'll have him back in plenty of time. You want to go for the left side. Since we're going, well, based on the compass, you want to go for the north edge. Very simply, that's so that you can land in that time. While you're flying, of course, eat one of your good meals. It gives you a full 30 hearts. Or before you jump. Either way. You want a full 30 before you start this island. We'll see why in a moment. I don't believe it takes a full 3 rings to get out here, but it does take a lot. You're gliding a long way. And after I get this finished, I will show you what I was talking about with regards to arrows. I'm only going to do it once because I don't have the bit that makes it very, very easy. But it is a neat little trick in the game. Now, before you touch dry land, it's an Octorok, so come over here a little ways. You want to land in the water. Ignore that stupid Octorok. Come to where you can stand up and stay in the water. Look at your weapons. I have 2 of those. That's easy to get. 2 of those. That's rusty. I have 2 of those, and they're easy to get. And I have 3 falcon bows. Drop those, we're on to land. You're about to see why. In your travels, you've relied on the equipment you found along the way. Here, you must cast this equipment aside and face the trial with only your wits and whatever you can scavenge. All your armor, all your weapons, all your meals, everything, gone. If you transport off the island, it all comes back. Now, the reason I say I have 2 of these are easy to get, blah, 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 you're not getting these back. You cannot drop arrows. But you have all of your runes, and you have your champion's abilities. Bomb. 3 dead bokoblins. And Boko Spear. 3 Boko Spears. Anything you pick up on the island, you get to keep. Anything you dropped before you came onto the island, you lose. There are chests, there are weapons. See, there's a traveler's sword, I like that. Normal stuff is all you really need from this. You remember all your little tips and tricks from the plateau, you know, dropping a giant iron crate on top of another shatters it, all that good stuff. You're going to need 3 orbs. Those animals will hurt you. There are cooking pots, so get everything you can. You have no arrows. That is not water. You really don't need an axe. But I forget what's in here. Mostly because I never came back to it. Thinking it might be a 2-handed sword. Yeah, it's a claymore. I got room. I'm going to hold on to it. Not what I would normally do, but for Eventide I will. Just right before you complete the third, the third orb, make sure that you drop anything you don't want to keep. Because you will keep it. And if you don't want it, you're stuck with it, or it takes up a spot that you did not want to take up. Those guys annoy the living crap out of me, especially on Eventide, because there's no way to fight them without getting hurt other than a bomb. And that can end up hurting you as well. Really hope one of these gives me some arrows. Nope, just another bow. But dead bokoblin. Almost. He's running around looking for his stuff.
Rivali's gale is now ready.
And you can see Rivali's back. Now I have a couple of arrows. Not many, but I have some. Now you're going to run this back to the beach. It's really all of the advice I can give until I get to show the little trick for getting arrows fast. Don't drop this thing. It will go nuts rolling. You're on pretty much an angled surface at all times here. That said, the rest of it, you can figure it out just by watching. Oh, by the way, just one thing. There are no Koroks on this island. There are Blasting Octoroks, there are Bokoblins, there are Moblins, other things. There are no Koroks. Blasted Fire Chichens. I don't want to waste my precious few 5 arrows. Because I'm not going to get many more. I don't think I get any more, actually. Oh, and sit by the fire anytime you can. It likes to rain on this island. But, yeah, conservation's key here. So, I still have my 3 rings. I just don't have any meals. But Rivali will recharge before I'm done with the island. So, use your champion's abilities. Just also use your head. By coming up on this side, I can get over here. Open this chest, which gives me a second or two to make sure. Another bow. The moblins are going to be your biggest thing. He dropped a shield. Headshots are key. Because if you can headshot, they literally drop everything right there. The red bokoblins you don't have to worry much about. Single hit. Now this guy, he's firing at you. Let him fire. Because now you're good. Another one shot. And I love one-shotting them because they drop arrows. Arrows are a big deal. And I mean, I'm not picking up everything they drop, but I'm picking up a lot of what they drop. There are several hidden chests, some hidden in plain sight. Now, to get this, we're going to probably sacrifice a weapon, but we're also going to need stasis. And since we can't get a perfect bead on it, you can see we're having to do a lot more swings. But that's off. Now we can come over here. Orb number 2. Now for the fun. There is a cook pot up here. I do not have any fire anything, but what I do have is a champion's ability and an explosive barrel. You got to think outside the box. Round bombs roll, but this one does not. So come over here. Well, that still hurt me, but now this is lit, so now I can cook some meals. They don't do much, but everything you can get. Everything helps. And honestly, you're not going to be worried about these meals much at all until you're done. So we're done here. It's only 9 or 8. Still going to sit till morning. You want to keep daylight on your side, because you don't want stall monsters in addition to everything else. So now, we go for... He's over here, I think. Nope, over there. Yes, that is a Hinox. There's a shrine quest coming up. You gotta fight 3 of the buggers. Oh, damn it. Get up there, get up there. Get up on this thing. Do not let them get you. I honestly don't care if I get this or not, but I don't want to have to fight a stinking yellow choo-choo. Switch to your round bomb. Wake him up. It might do a bit of damage, but then you need a weapon. You want to let him walk up on you. And Barbosa. I just wasted. Let's drop down just a bit. Didn't it? Barbosa. Everything you can chip away at them. I'm actually going to reload. Nope. Not going to reload because, fortunately now, but I am going to go to the Soldier's Claymore, run up under him, over to the side. Do not let him stomp on you. But this is where those meals come in. I don't understand how these things can turn as fast as that. If you can get right by the leg, you can spin. Alright, let's go for my left. My left. Basically, you want to stay out of his way and get by his leg. I do still have a Mephi's Grace, so we could run back up this mountain. Just wait for Barbosa and Naruto to recharge, which is what I'm going to do. Just because I am not going to fail this thing. If you can hit him in the eye. It does more damage. I'm normally better at this than that. Good thing is, Hinoxes drop a lot of meals, a lot of food, a lot of stuff you want. Hinox guts, Hinox toenails, Hinox tooth. And he drops this. One thing I will tell you, you're about to need some arrows. And the longer you can avoid using Mifa, the better. Oddly enough, the platform where you need this orb that you get from the Hinox is not that hard. Leave the orb at the base, come up here, shoot that thing, which is going to electrocute a bunch of these guys, shoot that thing, which is going to electrocute them again, and one more, and now switch to your long range and go to if you can knock one of these guys into the water, even better. But you can't always do that. Now, this is a good meal to have. I just come up here last. Should have come up here first, but I forgot. Pull your trick. You're going to pick up a bunch more fruit. Go back and get your orb. And here's where I decide to drop what I don't want. Because there's nothing more I'm going to be fighting on this island. At this point, literally everything that wants me dead is dead. At least until the next blood moon. And even after that, pardon me, you don't ever have to come back to this part of the island. Unless you want to. Easy to kill Hinox. And here, the quest is done. This is just a blessing shrine. All it's going to do is give you something. I'll show you the arrow trick, and then I'm just going to go back to running around. As you can see, all your stuff's back. And I'm going to just speed this up using my extra volleys. You can see, I didn't keep the... You don't actually keep the weapons, I forgot that. But you didn't get what you dropped to have on the island with you back. At this point for me, that's not a problem, because I was running into weapons I wanted where I would have to drop something. So I dropped what I had duplicates of, what I knew was easy to find, like a soldier's broadsword, things like that, because I knew I could find more, and I knew I was going to find more weapons that I wanted to keep or to have until they broke, or whatever. Activate this first. Make sure to activate it first. I go on in and get the reward. And as soon as I'm done with this, I'm going to show you, and then once I show you the arrow trick, I'm done for not as far as talking. I may grab a couple more shrines, but you'll be able to tell by what I'm doing what needs to be done. There is one that is north of the Korok Forest, and it is a labyrinth. Make sure you have a torch. You will need it. You have to find a Hinox in there, but if you have a multi-bow, duplex bow, forest dweller's bow, great eagle bow, if you have any of those multi-bows and enough bomb arrows, well, that Hinox is nothing. You will find some luminous stones in that. It is pitch dark, and it does not get brighter when you finish it. Now the arrow trick. Just to the west, there's that little ring. No enemies down here, just fish. And honestly, you don't need fish by the time you get here because you have durians. If I manage to finish the DLC on this, then other food comes in handy because it powers the master cycle. This chest contains, should get it on the land, 10 arrows. If I'd gone here before I finished Eventide, I would have had to restart Eventide. Now, the beauty of this is, literally, you could transport back up here, glide down again, it will respawn. The second you leave that little ring, that chest respawns instantly. The beauty of this is, if you have the transport medallion from the DLC, you could literally drop the transport medallion, say, here, and that way when you have to run over here to get the chest, you only have to because you want to be away from the medallion, literally just transport from here to the medallion here, and it respawns. I spent probably an hour one day doing it. I don't even know how many arrows go. I'm not going to do that right now because I don't have the transport medallion, and I really don't need to right away. But it's a neat little trick, and once you've got Eventide done, it is an easy one to do. Now that said, I think I see... Pretty sure I've got 4 I can get if I didn't forget to mark one off. No, I didn't. So there is one here, there is one here, there is one here, and there is the Quaganada here. So I'm actually going to grab those 4 so that I can get 2. Let's call it 2 Spirit Orb, or 2 Heart Containers, but, of course, while I'm in Hateno, go to the store. But, just, the rest of them, just watch and you'll see what to do.
Yay! Huck! Rivali's gale is now ready.
Urbosa's fury is ready.
yes, that is, in fact, a Korok. Right next to me, boulders, that hole. You gotta use stasis and perfect timing to knock the boulder up the hill and not over the hill into that hole, and you get the Korok. I'm not going to waste time on that right now, mostly because after Eventide, you can see I have room. I'm not worried about it, mostly because I know where it is. There's actually another one right here. But I'm not worried about it because I know where they are. Here you want Ferocious Scale. Wherever that went. There it is. You actually don't have to talk to the goddess statue. Don't know if I did that with Naboris or not. But they're all the same. Get to the shrine. This is Ferosh for the Shrine of Courage. Shrine of Wisdom is Naboris. The Shrine of Power is Dinrail, which I'll get to later. Like Ferosh, there are actually 2 locations to get the scales from Dinrail. Neither is either easier or harder than the last. They're just, they have different advantages over the other. I will say the one in the far north that you will have to go to anyway for a side quest. There's a lot of enemies real nearby, including a Lionel. I really don't like getting that close to Lionels. Mostly because I have fought them, and unless I need Lionel parts or really want their weapons, I'm not going to go after them. Now, after a while, you know, when I have 27 hearts and 20 or 30 durian meals, that's normally when I go for the Lionels, because I have enough meals. I have plenty of meals, so I have enough hearts to withstand it. What I will tell you, this game has a sick sense of humor. You will fight a Lionel, and a blood moon will happen. Sometimes the exact instant that you are fighting it, if you don't play the way I do, and if you don't worry about it and you play through the night, I've had a Hinox and a Lionel respawn on me within seconds of defeating them. And like while I'm still picking everything up. Annoying does not do justice to my feelings when I had just fought a Lionel, and then right as I'm picking up all the Lionel parts and his weapons and everything else, he's right there on top of me again, already attacking. But as I've said before, the way I play this game, I really don't let those things get to me, because when I see it getting close to 5 or 6 in the evening, I either transport out, you know, giving up on what I'm running towards, or I start fire if I can. Even in Zora Domain, there are places before you have faced Ruta to light a fire. There are overhangs on the rocks where you can start a fire and sit till morning if you're trying to get to Zora Domain before you've even gotten to Ruta. And it's getting dark and you don't want to have Stallmoblins and Stallmogoblins just jumping out of nowhere at you. If you can't do that, there are plenty of places you can transport to. One of the easiest ones to use, Shrine of Resurrection. You can burn a fire in there no matter what the weather is. Oh, there is a bear running around up here. There he is, switch to an electric arrow. And a multi-bow if you have one. Mostly you want to hit him enough to where he runs away. If you can kill him, great. Because you get Prime and Gourmet from him. I have more electric arrows than I need right now. So, kind of why I used them. I don't remember if it's possible to scare him off with those. But I don't like staying on my multi-bows just because they are very valuable. Plenty of bomb arrows, so I don't have to worry about timing a bomb from the rune, and with this you can glide all the way. But it is what it is. I think I said this with the shrine in Kateno, where Shield of the Mind's Eye. Now let me look at that one. What you want to do if you see this, you want to look. It's a 16 durability. It is durability up, but it's only 16. So you want to look at your shields. I've got one I can drop. I actually think I kept those shields from Eventide. That or I had a soldier's shield. But you don't want to drop a 40 for a 16 durability up. I think I said this when I was at Maya Magana. But when you get up here, before you activate this, make sure you're holding the controller. I have a Pro controller, so you want to hold it where the surface, the buttons and D-pads are, is parallel to the floor. Because if you don't, it's very hard to get the tilt right. And you don't want to go fast on this. You don't have to be perfect. I can tell the bottom of this is below where I'm standing, and the top is above where I'm going to be jumping to. But it lets me get where I'm going. Also, when you get up here, if you do it the way I did, you're going to end up having to do things twice. Because now, what you're going to do is you're going to turn. I turned the other way and I did not see that. Anytime you see a chest, you want to take it. And go real slow here. And you got to be able to work your buttons with fingers that are not used to hitting that button. The B is the thumb strike. But when you've got your controller inverted, it's a middle finger strike. You want to be wary of chests, because sometimes they're just a really good weapon. Sometimes there's a key. So, especially with things where you have to rotate something off and all that, you want to make sure you really do investigate. Here, this lines up more perfectly than the other. And that's it. The ones with these apparatus in them, these are the ones where you really want to slow down and you want to say, I need to see every square inch of this thing that I am rotating. Sometimes it'll be like Mayamagana, where you realize, okay, this labyrinth is going to take me forever. And then, in a fit of pique, you flip it over to let the orb out, and before you can flip back, the orb drops. And you realize, wait a minute, if I can time it right, I don't have all these fences in my way, and I can get this shrine without having to worry about that orb. Now, as always, there are hidden chests. But it's really just kind of to use a term or a phrase I've used before, keep your head on a swivel. Now, 6 o'clock at night, I'm not running around while it's night, so transport somewhere you know you can sit by a fire or to a stable or whatnot so that you have that time to sit by the fire or pass time in a bed so that you don't have to worry about running around at night when the stall monsters attack. There is one side quest, and there is one other part of the game where you have to fight stall, or at least let them be around. I'm not going to spoil either one by telling you what they are before I get there. Some of you may already know because you may have played this before and you just like watching Zelda like I do. Ah, look, a blood moon. Everything I've already fought is now back. But I'm going to go for Quackanada. I actually think I can do this from here. I actually got really close with that. That's impressive. But I think I can get to Quackanada without going all the way back to Shivani. It's an ordeal to glide all the way from Shivanir. If I can time this right, I'll get a boost from Farosh. And if it's not raining, I can climb. As soon as you land, go into your inventory and switch to your climbing gear. It is cloudy, but we're not raining yet. No, I didn't get the boost from Farosh. There is a Korok there, but I'm not going to go for it yet. Mostly because, like the others, I know where it is, and I'm not hurting for inventory space. It's pretty annoying when that right there happens. Because, I mean, this is literally the game saying, no, we're going to screw with you. If you don't have enough room for your elixir, at least get one ready. Because you want to be up out of this chasm long before it starts to rain. Ignore the choo-choos. Now there is an electric whiz robe there. I don't know if he's got a thunder rod or a meat or whatever, but you do not want to face those little widows. And you got to have that timing perfectly on the double button to avoid diving all the way down and screwing up what we're trying to do here. But if you can get over here before it starts to rain, because you are going to get into a thunderstorm. So, no bow, no shield, no nothing. Here's the rain. Here's the beauty. Little time you get here, and remember what armor you have. Now you're right here. I can probably actually climb that, even though it's raining. Yeah. But if not, you do have the valley scale, or at least I do. You might not. With 3 rings, it's not hard to climb in these short surfaces, these short deals in the rain. It's annoying when something like that gets in the way. Now, I will say, I have actually just stood here and taken what's going to happen. I don't like to, especially when I have something like a Steel Izal's shield. But you want to stay up here until you see that it's going to do its job. Alright, it's starting to attract, come down. You may lose this shield. Look for it. Sometimes it bounces perfectly to stay up here. Not always. That's why you want to use something that you don't mind losing. Now that's there, so I'm going to switch to my Forest Dweller shield so that when I pick this up, it does not auto-equip. But now we have Quackanada. This is also just a blessing, so when I'm done with this, Korok Forest, get my heart containers, and I'm done for the night. So good night, folks. You know, while finishing this off, I have actually been asked a couple of times, because I was doing this on another channel before I started up my dedicated Switch channel, why I'm playing a game that's been out for almost 4 years now, I think. Over 3 for sure. And the answer is very simple. I didn't get this game until it was 2 years old. There are people who get a Switch or a new game that's not a new game. And above that, we're all kind of stuck with not a lot to do right now, especially in some areas more than others. So there are people who are saying, you know what, I've never had a Switch, but people love it, so I'm going to try it out. I enjoy this game, even though it is repetitive now. So why not play online?